Good morning. This is the Life Motivation. We come in here each day, these entrepreneurs that you see on the screen, because we are people that are changing this world. How are we doing that? With the smiles, with our love, with our laughter, with our happiness. That's how we're changing this world. Also with other things that we do on a day-to-day basis to assist others to get this physical body in alignment. With those things connected, the laughter, the love, the happiness, and then the products that we have that is getting this body into alignment, to getting that cellular hydration that we truly need. We're able here to be able to shift this world into a different pattern that it hasn't seen in a very long time. This pattern that we pass out every day, that we come in here to motivate each one of you to be the best version of yourself, to be able to know that it will take work, it will take daily practice to rewire that thinking that you've been thinking all these years. You know, I was in my 43 years of age. So I'll just say my 40s. There we go. The gray hair is coming in. My children are gone. And I needed something different within my life because it was going nowhere. I was in a darkness. I was in a funk. I was stuck. I was in quicksand, whatever you want to call it. But yet it was taking over my life, and it was something that I knew wasn't in a good realm where I needed to be. So I had to find that place where I was at and that happiness within my life before. So I started breaking me down to figure out what was my happy time of my life. Where was I at? And then I followed the process and then seeing, okay, where did it drop? Bing, bing, the light bulbs went off and I figured it all out. And I was able to work with mentors that guided me through that process to bring me back to the best version of me, that higher state, that higher vision, that higher frequency that I talk about all the time. With that frequency that I give out now, it is something that I know my life will never go back into the darkness. I know that my light will always shine. I know my heart is full of love. I know this brain is a computer system that I get to work and it doesn't work me. Many people let this brain work them and overthink processes and have the fear and the self-doubt and, you know, what ifs and why and how and all that. It's playing in your mind all the time, over and over again, until you learn how to truly control the brain and know that the processes that you give it with the words each day. Yes, speaking to your own brain, because you got to go to a mirror this morning just like you have for your entire life, but yet you never broke yourself down to talk to you. Now I talk to me, and it's in a whole lot better form than, hey, let's go party this weekend. Hey, somebody's barbecuing over there. Or, hey, I don't want to be at this job. Or, hey, you know, yes, I was living willy-nilly. I was just traveling all over, breaking this body down with the alcohols that I was putting into it, breaking this body down with the drugs that was given to me through the doctor system that put me into a complete turmoil of darkness. Once I figured out that the medications, my sister come and told me, hey, what are you taking? Not anymore. Boom, threw them all in the garbage. Not the garbage, actually, she flushed it down. So that's something else that gets to go into our water system. Hey, great. That's why we deal with the water systems that we have on a day-to-day basis, because of the taintedness that's in the water. So if the water is tainted that bad, the air is tainted that bad, how bad do you think the inside of your body is? Breaking down and having the Alzheimer's and having the eczema and the, you know, all kind of other illnesses. But the one thing that I have found in life that cannot be tainted is my own love that I give to myself. If I get up and I give love to me every day, and I give smiles to me every day, and I give laughter to me every day, and knowing that I will be okay in every situation, no matter what it is, I know I'll be okay. Because I'm surrounding myself now with people, like you see on this screen right here, that we're all moving ourselves into a life of better happiness, better joy, because we've been tired of being broken down for too long. We're tired of that negativity mind state. We're tired of those self-doubts that we've been given to ourselves and the fear that's overtaken us, not letting us live life anymore. We came to this world for adventure and creativity. Yes, you are a creator. And if you don't think so, how do you think you have gotten through everything that you went through throughout this life? You did it yourself. You created everything that you wanted. You've went every place that you've ever said that you wanted to go or do. If there's more that you want to do and then you stop going and doing, then there's only one person to blame. You. Quit blaming you for the small things and quit having the fear, knowing that the adventures in life is what makes us a better person. It's with those experiences from the places we go, the people that we meet, that bring a better version to us. Because throughout that time frame, we're learning the things that we do not want to do in our life or do not want to have within our life. But the only way that you're going to know that you don't want things in your life is you have to experience a little bit of it first. You have to go out there and give a little initiative and try something new before you can say, that's not for me. Well, did you try it? No, I just looked at it. It didn't look like it was for me. Then how do you know if you didn't go and try? You know, how do you know you're not any good at baseball if you never went out and played baseball? How do you know if you're not any good at tennis if you never went and played tennis? How do you know you're not a good artist if you never picked up a pencil or a paintbrush? You may have a talent hidden inside of you once you pick up that paintbrush and go, oh, I like it. When I go to painting with a twist, everybody else gets a little twisted off. I don't drink, so I have fun painting. I actually listen and I pay attention. And I found out I'm a pretty good little artist. But it has to be something that I want to do, right? So I did it. I tried it. I love it. I love doodling. I love scratching on a piece of paper, making little. How many of you in high school and college and at work probably right now have a notebook that has little doodle things all over it? Because you were on a conversation, you were in a meeting, and you really didn't want to be at the meeting. So what do? You go to the piece of paper and you doodle a little bit. Got a little artwork going on over there. Yeah, I'll be out of this meeting after a while. They'll shut up talking, and I can go back to what I was doing. No, let's doodle some more. Happiness within life is all we want you to have. Love in life is all we want you to have. Taking care of that physical body is what we want you all to have. Knowing that if you are going through losing weight and you're getting your body in check, keep going to the gym, keep eating the good foods, keep getting the hydration, and keep it up. Because it is that activity that has to be done daily. Just like what we talk about in here in the morning. If you want to get your mind in check, you want to get your life in check, then you better start putting some better words into your brain and to yourself. Because it's with those words that help shift my life into the direction where it's at. It's with these words that I connect with every day that has put me into a better state of mind. Every day we're having fun with our life. And if you're not, reevaluate. Why aren't you happy? Piece of paper and a pen does powers when you put a line right down the middle. Why am I happy? Why am I not happy? With what you're doing. I go to work. Are you happy at work? No. This makes me mad. Or this person makes me mad. Well, guess what? That person you're letting make you mad or upset you. So you need to reevaluate that. Because the good thing is, whatever they're going through, it's not yours. So you don't have to go around them. You don't have to actually have a conversation with them. You can stay away from them altogether. So guess what? That employee that you dislike, hey, guess what? We just put that out of the loop. So now you don't have to worry about it. You know, other things in your life that are good and bad, write them down. And then actually look at the things that you're thinking that's bad within your life and see, is it yours? Those things that you're disliking in life, is it yours that you're disliking? Or is it something from someone else? Or is it something that, you know, has nothing to do truly with you, but yet you've been letting it affect your life and steal your power? Don't let it steal your power, guys. Your love and happiness is yours. Your smiles you put on your face is yours. No one can steal them unless you choose to. And I choose to put a smile on my face every day. I choose to have happiness in my life every day. This is a choice that I make. So what choice do you make is all up to you. You want to be the grumpy old man with the frown on your face and I don't even say it, the gripey old lady, you know? It's a choice that you get to make. So we'll just put it at that, and then we're going to wrap it up, and we're done. Because it is a good day to keep smiles on our face and laughter within our heart. Brother Julio, it is a great day.
Shannon's face a second ago was hilarious. She's like, huh? What? What do you mean? We're done? What? Well, Thomas, you know, I want to talk about like valuing yourself, you know, realizing the potential that's in yourself, learning what it is to value yourself. You know, if you begin to value yourself accordingly, you know, and realize the potential that you have, you know, realize your own beauties, you know, focus on the positive aspects. You know, I think we have a natural nature and tendency to focus on the negativities, the have nots of our life, the aspects of our life where we consider ourselves to be lacking, the aspects of our life where maybe the I's aren't dotted and the T's aren't crossed, that we're not perfect in, so to speak. We have a tendency to focus more on those things versus focusing on the aspects of life where we are strong, where we're more confident, where we feel more comfortable and in this case, comfort is a good thing, but you know, realizing the potential that you have as a person, as an individual, what you offer, what you bring to the table. There's purpose behind you being here. You're not just here to exist. There's purpose behind who you are as a person. What you offer, what you bring to the table. There's something special about your character. There's something special about your personality, ma'am, sir. Whoever you are. There's something special about how you deal with business. Now you have to learn yourself. There's something special about how you communicate. There's something special about how you specifically deal with couples. I mean, I can give you a 101 examples of what makes you special person. Not just for everybody who's on here this morning, but for the person who's watching this on YouTube later on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the person who's seeing this, if it's being streamed out right now, on Facebook or whatever. So I mean, shared out or whatever. But nonetheless, man, it's realizing the potential that you have as a person, as an individual. Valuing yourself, man. Stop thinking little of yourself. You woke up this morning. So what is the point of looking at life from a defeated perspective? What's the point of looking at life, like a woe is me? You know, Look in that mirror and tell yourself, you're beautiful, you're handsome, that you can do things, that today is going to be a great Friday, that it's going to be an awesome day for you, that you're going to have great experiences, you're going to have great contacts with individuals, you're going to have great relationships, your interactions with people are going to be smooth, you're going to have a fantastic day, affirm positive things, proclaim good things in your day to day, man, and in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you never know. Speak life over yourself over and 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 over again. You know, so you're creating value by speaking it into existence within yourself, over yourself. Practicing that every single day. What do you think that impact will do? Instead of thinking stuff that's negative, instead of focusing on the areas of our life where we're quote unquote lacking or where we don't have. you know like, hey, okay, I'm not driving a Bentley every single morning, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I have a vehicle that gets me to and from. I don't have any issues. I don't have any safety issues. You know what I'm saying? My car is in good working condition. So there's aspects of life that I should be grateful for. There's aspects of life that I should be thankful for. You know what I'm saying? It's all about perspective. You guys get how I'm breaking this down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I might not be the richest person in the world, but guess what, guys? I have great health. I have fantastic health this morning. I'm alive this morning. I have a heart this morning. You know what I'm saying? So I have great hydration this morning. Go ahead, Thomas. Want to add something to that?
The mindset of lack of money. When you woke up and had a heartbeat, eyes and ears to hear, you were more rich than the person that has billions.
There you go. Like people talk about what's his name, Stephen Hawking or whatever. You know, he had an abundance of wealth, but didn't have an abundance of health. And his situation and what he was going through physically and all that stuff. Not saying anything about him negatively, but I'm just saying, we all go through stuff. So you know you need to see the value within yourself and maximize the potential within you, man. Some people have it, some people don't. So there's you are blessed. You are already living abundantly. You just need to see it. You need to realize that for yourself. You need to realize that in your situations, and through that, your perspective will change. You begin to value in your everyday. You begin to see the value of who you are and the things that you do and what you bring to the table. All of that. Life in general will begin to show. You'll see rays of sunshine and rays of light and life like never before, and you begin to see more. And you're like, what the heck? All from learning what it is to value yourself. all from changing your perspective. I'm talking of everyday situations are beginning to explode to you. And you're like, I've never looked at this before. It's equivalent to reading something over again and going, man, I know this story. I've been told this story since I was a child. You know, I've read this. This was a story that I grew up reading, blah, 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 whatever the case is. And now something stands out to you differently than before. Why? Because you have a different perspective. You're ready to receive at a different magnitude, you know, because you appreciate life and you're learning what it is to value things differently. Learn what it is to value yourself, man. You have so much to offer, you know. Journal, man. Write some ideas down, man. You have $1 million and $1 billion ideas within you. You have inventions locked inside of you. You have books locked inside of you. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to change and to create ripples in people's lives, man. You do, and you need to realize that. You know, we all have the power to change, man. The power of one is a great thing. Stop diminishing the power of one. Stop diminishing the power of a person who has a voice. You know, the power of I am. I am great because I say I am. I am great because I have purpose behind who I am. I am great because the fact that I'm here. There's other people who are not here. So the limited time that I'm here, I'm going to make this day count. And I'm going to make sure that my existence has purpose and has reason behind it, you know. And that's how we should live. That's how we should affirm our day. That's how we should carry ourselves, not wearing the weight of the world on our shoulder, not wearing the weight of other people's cares, other people's worries, other people's limitations, you know. Bump that way of thinking, you know. I refuse to adopt any of that doesn't concur with what I want, you know, that doesn't align with what God has even spoken over me, let alone what I've changed my thinking into operating more positively and what I'm learning to proclaim over myself and affirm over myself. You know, now I see what it is to be in perfect alignment. You know, when you see those things at a greater magnitude, blessings come your way, things flow your way, life comes your way at a different magnitude when your perspective is changed, man. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Friday. Rock out this freaking weekend, man.
That's it. Rocking out the life. Having fun. Power in the words that he speaks every day. Guys, his voice, his tonality, his passion that he brings to everything that he's doing. The movement that he is making over there in the Chicago area to be able to inform people of the things that can be done within their own lives to bring them into a better alignment within their own selves. That's what we're about. That's what we do on a day-to-day basis. I'll be meeting Julio in Dallas, Texas here in about another week. And then guess what? We'll be able to rock out and talk to some more people as we shift this world and this life into a whole different direction. You know, with the things that we're doing every day, that's what changed our life. Coming in here and starting this life motivation. This was something that we started for our community. This is something that we started for our online world to do something more to help inspire others. And then before you knew it, it became a world movement. So this little ripple movement that we have going on right here is worldwide. And this is something that we're bringing to everyone every day, 365 days. This isn't just a 30-day challenge. This is your life we're talking about. You want something more within your life, then this is what we're doing every day. We're assisting you to keep the good words to yourself, keeping the good energies to yourself, keeping the good thought process to yourself, giving love back to you that many that we have found have never done before. Actually telling themselves that they love them and enjoying their own life. That's what we want everyone to have every single day. Because it is a madness that we have been going through by listening to what our grandparents and then our parents and then, you know, grandparents, whatever it was, whoever raised you, you know, you're listening to them and their limitations that they have put on life because they were going through a different time period than we are right now. We're in an evolving state of moving this life into a whole different realm that it's never seen before. This online world, this movement that we have to be able to connect all over the world at one touch of a button. This movement that we're doing right here is something that has never been seen before. So we are the ones that are shifting in this awakening that is happening across the world, I could call it. It is awakening because if you look at the faces on here, you're not looking at teenagers. You're looking at people that have experienced life. You're looking at people that have been through this from their 30s, 40s, and 50s. All in here at this moment right now. And what are we doing? we're bringing a message back to the world to know that we don't have to live in that mindset of the past history anymore. We as entrepreneurs are knowing that we can shift this life into a whole different realm to bring the monetary funds to people's lives, to bring the happiness to their lives, to bring the energies back to them, to bring the good love back to the heart, and not letting it be controlled by the brain anymore, and that self-doubt and that fear. You know, yes, they went through hard times. Yes, they went through depressions. And yes, they went to the industrial age. And yes, they went through all this different era to bring us to this better state now. And the children that they had, some of them have sparked more. Why? Because they listened to their parents that were doing something within life, not those that were the slaves or those that were the ones that barely make a paycheck type people. I've been there, you know, make enough paycheck to pay my truck note for that week. And guess what I had after that week? $25. So that was for gas and food to live off of for the rest of that week, because I was working paycheck to paycheck, because I needed that truck. I needed that car. I needed this type of house. I needed this type of clothes. I needed all this when I truly didn't. When I found out that I don't have to live up there with the Joneses, because I seen the Joneses in the Social Security line, unemployment line the other day. So if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, guess what? You surpass them if you have a job and you're still working, because the Joneses are in the unemployment line. So guess what? Don't follow the Joneses anymore. Blaze your own path. Take that creativity and move on with it. Bring it to that next level. Because if you have something spark an idea up in that head, then take it, move forward with it. Go find somebody else that, you know, resonates with it, or maybe even already doing it, and then move forward with them and watch your life elevate. Watch your imaginations elevate. Watch your bank account elevate. And then guess what? Watch you as a person elevate. Because if you start moving up with that creativity and you start moving up within life, then nothing else is going to harm you, because you know you have full control to do whatever you want to. And getting excited every day. Many ideas, many creativities ideas Shannon has. She says she gets, excited every day. Why? Because she now gets up with an excitement. Not with oh man, I got to hit this alarm clock. I got to go to that job again. That's not her mindset anymore. She took control.
Thomas, can I say something like to add to that idea right there in itself? Like, now I think of things that I would have never even, I felt like, mentally had the time to think of. And that's exactly what Shannon's referencing. You know, it's like you're so busy and preoccupied with your job, you know, or with the stress of life, or the worry of life, or the anxiety of life, or handling this and handling that, or, you know, like juggling, you know, everything in their mama, you know, or everybody in their mama, you know, that now it's like, you know, being able to take yourself from that thinking to putting better practices and better habits into play. And then you process life from a different magnitude, and different ideas come to mind, different stuff comes to the table every single day once you begin to invest in yourself, man, you know. And that is just, it's so beautiful, because you begin to value yourself. You begin to see the potential that you have as a person. And you're like, oh my God, this is inside of me. Like, you know, every day you don't just, like, every day I don't just get excited about, hey, whose life I get to invest in, whose life I get to pour in, who's, you know, that's a perspective. Yes. But at the same time, like, what ideas are going to come to mind? Like, what's going to be different about me today? Well, how am I going to grow today? You know what I'm saying? Like, what potential am I going to realize, you know? Because I look at it as like, pretend for a second and just use our imaginations and think that, you know, inside of each and every one of us, there is a freaking well, you know, and in this well, it might be deep, and it might be dark, and it might be scary, and it might be mysterious, and it might, you know, it might not look like the best placed or whatever, but when you draw out of that well, when you take that bucket and you take that rope and you're willing to dive into yourself and give yourself the time to look at life from a different awareness level, you know, what is drawn out of that freaking well is amazing. You know, what is drawn out of that well of you you know, and what's actually there, and realizing the potential inside of yourself, you know, like we all have different things, you know, we all have something different, you know, but there's just a wealth, there's an abundance, there's an over, like it pretend for a second that, you know, it's like it's taking the amount of water that's in the ocean and cramming it into a very small amount of space that you can't necessarily see. You know that it's almost like there's an infinite amount of space in that small amount of reserved space, but a person only knows about that once they stop to draw out of themselves. To draw out of yourselves, guys, can be a really powerful thing, man, and you can realize, and that's what separates, you know, in my opinion, people to go, you know, why you'll always reference Albert Einstein, or people will reference, Pavarotti, or people will reference, Michelangelo, because people, you know, those people stood out because they were drawing from the wealth of what was given to them. You know, and they excelled in that one talent. They excelled in that one thing. They said, "Hey, I'm not going to stop focusing on. There's so much stuff in here. I'm just going to pick one thing." So imagine that's them just picking one talent. So imagine if the people we consider to be successful, you know, or to be whatever, great at this and great at that. Imagine if they were to focus on a different aspect. What else they would have been great at? You know, but we know them for paintings, we know them for singing, we know them for inventing, we know them for being wise, for being, you know, what's inside of you, man?
And
Sorry, I'm rambling.
the biggest thing right there, you know, with their, like he's saying, they pinpointed their target of their niche of what they wanted to work on, what made them happy every day, what made them successful throughout life was the struggles, the trials and tribulations that they went through. And then you only seen the success side that we talk about. But nobody talks about the struggles that we go through on a day-to-day basis, keeping our mind right. You know, some people only may have $5 in their bank account, and people look at them as they're successful. But you truly don't know what they have or working with. They may be broke as hell. You don't know, but yet you see them as a successful person because they're out there always projecting that. Right? So if you are not worried about the monetary funds in life, you can go out there and project and be that person that you want to be. And if you're thinking it and you're living it, then guess what? Everything will start falling in place for you to actually start monetizing from it as well. You know, because everything you do within life, that talent that you have, we have to go through the struggles, the trials, the tribulations to get us to where we are the better of, to where we can say yes. They're going to talk about us when we're dead and gone because that painting that I made is more expensive now after I pass away. That artwork that I did of that sculpture is going to be more expensive after I pass away. It's not until you're really truly known in life for being just you and not just your talents. The you that you bring to the table every day of that happiness, that love, and that laughter. That is what people want to see. I don't care how much money you have in your bank account. I'm still going to look at you like a brother and a sister. Why? Because we all put our pants on the same way. Nobody is any different. Go ahead, Donovan.
So, yeah, like you just said, exactly what you just said. You know, everybody knows Donovan is the fun guy, D-Train. I'm always there. I'm going to bring the life of the party. And the last 2 weeks, man, people have realized it and brought it out and just conversations sitting around. You know, Donovan's a motivational speaker. Donovan does morning motivations. He does motivational things on his page. He does go on his page and look at it. And he brings inspiration to everybody. And this is what he does. And this is how he is. He's not only just a fun guy, but he does this and talk to him and pull him aside. And it was kind of like a blessing inside to me to show me that, hey, people are realizing that I'm trying to show and persona that this is what you're able to do in your life. You are the creator of your own destiny, and you want to make that. You need to make the changes for yourself, to yourself, through your whole body and your family and your mindset and the things you do every day. And these are the key things. Change. It doesn't change in one day. It takes 28 days to change something. But you know what? If you stay dedicated to it, it'll be there. learn from the things you learn from. Write them down. Take those things and put them on paper and put them forward to what you've learned and make it your job or your part of what you want to do and make it there. Be your creator. Be the creator you want to be. It's awesome. It's a good feeling.
That's it. A man that is definitely working his life and doing the things that he needs to do to inspire others, because he's bringing the inspiration to himself first, and then he's able to pour it out into everyone else. So keep up the awesome work, brother. Guys, it has been a great morning with everyone here. A lot of new messages, a lot of good words, a lot of good value has come out. And now we're going to let the power wrap us up with that 4'10.5". Miss Shannon, you want to wrap us up?
Morning, everybody. It's just a little bit longer today. Happiness is a choice that's available to me on a moment-to-moment basis, and I accept and am grateful for the opportunities. Become conscious of this choice. I give thanks to my happiness not to be dictated by anything outside of my own decisions. Joy is the divine currency that runs deep like a river through me, and it supports my human journey of choosing happiness instead of misery in each passing experience. When I swim in the currency of joy and drink from its bottomless cup, I remember that happiness is something that comes through me, not to me.
I love it. Happiness comes through me, not to me. Powerful words right there, guys. If y'all not catching her morning affirmations that she does every day live, y'all need to start catching those too, because she is shifting lives around the world with just those power affirmations that she does every morning and here for us. We love and appreciate you all, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow.